everyone. Welcome to Game Talk, our weekly video game slash nerdy everything news show. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon Duncan, and my host next to me is Ryan Dark Siren 89. Geyser, how you doing, Ryan? How's your day?
I am really good today so far.
That's good.
I'm off work as usual on Sundays, and I get to
Yeah,
play Avengers all day. So
I mean that's good.
can't complain.
I'm probably not going to play much. I'm hoping I can get on maybe later with you guys, but I almost forgot that football starts today. So Dylan is behind us setting up a dope ass setup. So we're just going to be watching lots of football today. You're welcome to come watch.
Yeah,
We
let me
Dylan got this new sweet couch.
let me think about that. I'll think about it long and hard.
Yeah, you get back to us.
Although nacho dip does sound good today.
I thought you were going to say Nacho Libre, which also sounds good. It's been a while
No,
since I've watched Nacho Libre.
not a fan.
You don't
Not
like
a
Nacho
fan.
Libre? I love Jack
No.
Black, so
I am a big fan of him, but not that movie. It's just one that rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
His voice is just, whenever he talks, it's funny.
It's like you don't like Bridesmaids, and that's how I feel about Nacho Libre.
That's true. I still haven't fully seen Bridesmaids. I watched like half of it. It was just,
So the truth comes out.
well, it was like we got to the point where they were on the plane to go to Vegas, which is probably halfway through the movie. But it was just awkward humor. It makes me feel awkward, and that movie is full of just like awkward humor. Like the scene that I remember being like making me the most uncomfortable and just making me feel like I was in front of a group of people just awkward as fuck was when she was giving this speech but like competing with somebody else on the mic in front of a crowd of people, and it made me feel so awkward. And I was like, I want to like it because I like all those people and I like that director's other movies like Paul Feig, I think. And I'd give it another shot, but
All right.
I don't know if I would improve my opinion on it. But I'd give it another shot. Fine. It's just very awkward. But yeah, Nacho Libre. We watch Bridesmaids and Nacho Libre, so everyone's taking a hit if they don't like it. We could do that.
That's a fair trade-off.
All right, let's talk video games. There's not a ton. I guess I have a decent amount of stories. Not a ton of stories, but a couple big stories. So Microsoft's next Xbox, the cheaper version, leaked. It's been rumored forever, and it leaked in like the middle of the night on Monday night, I believe. Did you see all this stuff?
I saw it. I didn't go into depth, but I am aware of it.
So it leaked, and then they fully announced it at like 1:30 a.m. They like as a trailer leaked. Well, first specs leaked, and then a trailer leaked for it. So they just confirmed it. It was really funny because they like tweeted out a meme of that puppet, I don't know, who's like looking awkwardly like something happened. And then an hour later they tweeted the video full reveal of it and everything.
Cool.
So we won't get into the hardcore specs of it, but I'll show everybody who's watching. So it's called the Xbox Series S versus the Series X. It's a very tiny console, which is nice. It's digital only. I'm going to get to just kind of a one sheet. So it's all digital. It's not 4K. It's 1440p. Runs at 120 frames per second, which is dope. DirectX ray tracing, which is sweet. Shading, refresh rate, low latency. It has the SSD in it. The biggest things for me is that it has the SSD and it can still run at 120 frames per second, which my TV doesn't support 120 frames right now. But it supports at least 60, which I like for games. So like Avengers has a performance mode, which I turned on my PS4 Pro, which helps it run at a higher frame rate, which is just smoother, especially for an action game like that. And like Xbox is about action and shooters and stuff. And it's only $299, which is really cheap.
Yeah.
For what you're getting for it.
That's like much more interesting to me to pick up sooner rather than later. Like, as we all know, we're pretty much all getting the PS5 right off the bat, but
right,
Xbox wasn't
we're big
intriguing.
on the Sony side.
But like this, I'm more interested in picking this all digital up for a better price point.
Game Pass, and then whatever digital games you own now you can download and stuff, and it's a great price and like a great value for what you're getting. So it's like the SSD I know is not cheap. It's using the same like CPU architecture. The biggest hit is just on the graphical fidelity. Everything else should run the same. Honestly, if Halo was coming out this year and didn't get delayed, I would probably maybe get this winter. But there's just no games. Like, why would I buy this now is my biggest thing. It's like buying the PS5 now because Spider-Man Miles Morales is there. That's my biggest sell point. And then there's going to be next gen versions of Avengers when it launches. We'll talk about Borderlands later in the show because they announced some stuff. And then launch window, we're getting Ratchet and Clank. So within the next 6 months, we'll probably have that. And then also Horizon next year sometime. So it's like there's these games pushing you towards the PS5, whereas Xbox doesn't even have Halo coming this year now, which sucks.
It's crazy.
Which I can still play Halo on my current Xbox. It's not a next gen only thing. And like you have a One X, so honestly, why buy this now? You know, it's good if nobody has a console and they want like this next gen gaming. And honestly, the SSD might be worth it for some people to just have faster load times when you're playing Cyberpunk. Like you just hop in and you're good. Like I can see that. Or like The Witcher is getting that upgrade for next gen that's free.
Oh, yeah.
Loading times in that being almost instant. That could be worth it to people in general. So I don't know, it's cool. They announced it. Then they also confirmed, I guess we can get into more Xbox deets. They also confirmed the Series X price as $499. So it's a Series X for $499, which is their beefy console, if you don't know. And yeah, so those all got confirmed kind of via leaks, and then they just confirmed them.
Yeah, why not?
You can get into the bigger specs. I pulled this article from Joe Scrubbles at IGN or like Microsoft's Twitter account and all that stuff. The other thing to note, the Series S's hard drive is smaller, so it's 512 gigabytes versus 1 terabyte in the Series X. So it's gonna fill up fast, but it does. You can like. We've juggled storage forever now at this point. It's not terrible to do, and internet speeds are fast enough that you can re-download shit for most people. And it does support those expandable cards that they announced, so you can buy those 1 terabyte storage expansions. So it's like, yeah, that's going to cost you more if you want to expand your storage eventually, but it's still a cheap entry point, and you can play a ton of games.
Yeah, it's worth it if you use it.
Yeah.
Like, probably need shit like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't have the details pulled up, but they did announce like a financing plan. So it's you can do it for the Series X or the Series S. I think the Series S is obviously cheaper per month, but it's a cost, and you get the console. It's directly through Microsoft, so you get the console, and you're paying a monthly fee for 2 years, I believe. And you get the console, and you get a Game Pass Ultimate. So you're paying like basically a monthly fee for those services for 2 years to pay off the console and stuff. So it's a way to keep people subscribed as well, so they're not just buying a console. But
cool.
It's a cheaper way to do it, and you're not paying extra costs unless you would want the console and not want Game Pass or Xbox Live. Then it is going to cost you more. But Game Pass is such a good value, and it just keeps getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an awesome option. I think it's going to get more people in the Xbox ecosystem for sure.
No, I think you're absolutely right. How, like, so are they going to have to order it from?
I think it's directly from Microsoft.
Yeah, because like you can't, unless, I mean, I'm sure they can partner up with like Walmart and shit, but I'm just curious if that's like going to be the only way.
Yeah, or like, is Best Buy going to have like a pop-up where you can go and set this stuff up?
Right.
So it's Xbox All Access Payment Plan is what it's called. This is I pulled from Josh Hawkins at Shack News. So let's see. The gaming giant went a step further to sweeten the deal, offering a special Xbox All Access plan to make payments on your Xbox over the course of 24 months. So pre-orders go live. Oh yeah, pre-orders go live September 22nd. We didn't mention that, which is what? Tuesday? Not this Tuesday. Next Tuesday. So for the Series S, it's $24.99, and for the X, it's $34.99 each month for the next 24 months. So let's see. So it does include a credit check. Is it interest-free? I believe that it is. On its own, buying a Series X outright and then paying for Game Pass Ultimate, which is included with your all-access plan, will cost you around $858.76, give or take a few pennies. Buying the Series X with Xbox All Access comes to a grand total of $839.76 after the 2 years. So it's actually saves you $19 over the course of 2 years. So it's not costing you any extra at all. And it's $59 in savings with the Series S. So it's actually cheaper to go this route as opposed to buying the subscriptions all up front. The biggest thing is if you don't want the subscriptions or you don't need them. Because Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month. But Game Pass Ultimate is now going to start including EA Access, which is EA's yearly subscription service where you get older EA games for free. You get discounts on EA stuff. And so, like, that's pretty sweet. So there's just even more games and value you're getting out of your Xbox.
I think it's going to be real good. I think people are going to eat that shit up.
Yeah, the toughest part for me is still the games. It's like Xbox is really just a beefy third-party machine right now because they don't have those first-party offerings like Sony does, which is why we love PlayStation.
Not use that. Yeah.
But like once Halo comes out, whenever Fable comes out, which is probably like 3 years out, like I love Fable though, I'll be all about that. And I'm hoping they keep getting all these new studios. Obsidian's new game looks dope. That almost Skyrim-looking one that they revealed the teaser for. But that's still probably a couple years out. So there's going to be awesome big games for Xbox. They're just not there right away yet. And like Sony just has a flood of them, you know?
Yeah.
Which
Sony was ready for this, essentially.
Yeah. So speaking of, what do you think Sony's prices? I don't think they're going to have anything at $299 for the PS5. No way.
I think with that Microsoft announcing $499 for the most expensive, I do think that Sony would go above that, but not by much. Like maybe like $549.
Yeah, I think that's the highest they'll go. I don't think they'll go $600 because they did that with the PS3 and it was not good.
Yeah,
not a good look. I'm one of not that many people that bought one for $599.
Then again, though, it's definitely got a couple legs up on the competition, so they might get away with.
Well, and Sony has the install base, and like, even though there are a lot of gamers who own PlayStations who just play, you know, like Call of Duty, Madden, Sunday Fun Day, Moronic Oscar, hell yeah. Those people still like pick up Spider-Man. Like one person will also pick up Spider-Man, one will pick up God of War. Like they don't expect the whole install base to buy these big games, but they know they can only get those on PlayStation. And it's like they want a Spider-Man follow-up, which we're getting a smaller story Spider-Man game exclusive with launch, and there'll be a full Spider-Man 2 sequel, you know, and another God of War. Fucking, I hope we see that soon, maybe on Wednesday, which will be our next story. But it's tough because the install base is there and the games are there. I could see them. I was talking to Dylan a little bit about this before the show, because initially I was thinking that all digital would be like $499 and the disc drive version is $549, because Sony has two different options, but they're essentially the same exact console, hardware, specs, everything, except one just doesn't have a disc drive. That's the only difference. So it's not like the Xbox where it is an inferior power console and also all digital. But I could see them trying to go $399 with the all digital and maybe $499 with the disc one. I wouldn't be surprised if they do go higher than that, because then they can market it as, hey, get the full we have the cheapest version of the full next gen like specs, but advertise it with better lingo than that, because I'm not a marketer. And that was a fucking word salad coming out of me, but but I could see that being like, get the true next gen, the cheapest true next gen experience with like the PS5 all digital version. I could see that being a tactic. So going more to Sony, they did announce a PlayStation 5 showcase for Wednesday, September 16th. This is straight from the PlayStation blog. So their next digital showcase will weigh in at around 40 minutes. So I think this is going to be more than just a release date and a price, which I believe will also be here. So it's going to feature updates on the latest titles from worldwide studios and our world-class development partners. So maybe some Spider-Man gameplay? So it's at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Do I leave work early to watch this live? Because I want to.
The answer is yes.
And that's
Remember, we've only got a couple weeks left of getting away with that shit.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, so I'm heavily leaning.
And then you can let me know, because I won't be home until almost 6. So
it's almost 6. What are you doing on Wednesday?
Picking Chris up. 5:30. Usually we get home.
That's true.
Well,
I mean, you could always leave early and just come watch it by me, because it's only going to go till like 3:45. And then you go get Chris.
It's true.
But yeah, so they announced that. through Twitter and through PlayStation Blog. I just found this little tidbit this morning. This is from Push Square, Sammy Barker. Fans expect Final Fantasy 16 to be announced for PS5 next week. I usually don't pull a ton of rumor stuff, especially if I only see it in one place, but this one just got me excited, so I pulled it. It also has been a recurring rumor that Final Fantasy 16 is ready to be revealed, which I am honestly surprised that it has not been. When did Final Fantasy 15 come out? Ryan, I know you know your Final Fantasy stuff, so you're supposed to be ready with the facts.
It came out in like 2014, so it's been forever.
Yeah. No, close. 2016 it came out. But still, that's 4 years ago. This is the longest. Now, there was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Still my game of the year so far. We got that this year. But there's always Final Fantasy spin-offs and stuff like that in between mainline releases. This is the longest we've gone without knowing about a mainline Final Fantasy release.
Mm-hmm.
So people are thinking, there was a rumor it was going to get revealed at the PS5 reveal event. So that didn't happen. So maybe they're holding it until this next reveal event. So let's see. A key figure at Square Enix. Alright, we're fucking picking at straws here. A key figure at Square Enix was caught reacting to the announcement of today's PS5 live stream on social media before quickly deleting the comment. There was also a Twitter account for Final Fantasy 16 discovered recently, I did see that, which appears to be owned and operated by Square Enix. None of this is evidence alone, of course, but we've heard on the grapevine for months now that Sony has been plumping up outrageous sums of cash for timed exclusives. That's a weird sentence. And this sequel is widely believed to be one of them. We've no doubt the rumor mill will continue churning over the coming days, so you may want to fasten your seatbelts. Dude, if Final Fantasy 16 gets revealed on Wednesday at this event and it looks dope, which it probably will because Final Fantasy always looks dope and then sometimes it's not dope. So I assume the trailer will look awesome either way, even if when the game actually comes out it's underwhelming. But I love Final Fantasy, so this excites me. It doesn't have to be time exclusive. I don't give a shit. I just want to see it. It can go to Xbox.
Yeah. You can tell I'm super stoked.
You still haven't played any Final Fantasies, right?
I did the one I tried.
You played a little bit of 15.
Yeah, and I
which I actually
was into it.
I
but it didn't
15,
keep me into it.
That's the first one I've got into since the earlier ones, like Final Fantasy X. Before that was probably, well, I guess I did play the MMO a lot, which was 11 and 14 were MMOs. Played 11 some. 11 was harder. I played 14 a lot. 12 I did play a lot, actually. Okay. 13 I didn't play at all. There were 3 Final Fantasy 13 games. It was a trilogy of them, and I didn't play any of them. And then 15 I played a lot. I finished 15. And then Final Fantasy 7 is like one of my favorite games of all time, and the remake is now one of my favorite games of all time as well, because it's fantastic. So I have a good history with Final Fantasy. The older ones I played, back on Super Nintendo and PS1 and stuff. So this is exciting. I was trying to get you to play the remake. I have.
Yeah, which I did the demo and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just not really on my list.
7 is great. If you have a chunk of time, you should at least play it for like 10 hours and see if it hooks you. I know that's a lot of time to ask, I guess, but
I mean, yes and no. We'll see.
It's like a 40-plus hour game, so if you can get through 10 hours and you're into it, you'll just get more into it because it gets better and better. God, it's so good. I kind of want to replay it, but we'll see. We're getting into fucking video game season, so.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, Ubisoft had a Forward event. I completely forgot. This is from The Verge. Chaim Gartenberg. So this is the biggest announcements from Ubisoft's Forward. So they did a Forward previously in the summer. They did another one. It's basically their style of Nintendo Direct or, Sony State of Play or Inside Xbox. We got a better look. Well, I'll go through the smaller announcements first. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World video game, which just got removed from the PS3 store years ago, and you just can't get it. You can't get it. You can't play it. It's a digital-only game. It's just been gone. That got re-announced, and it's coming out for all the consoles: PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, probably Stadia, but I mean, who's playing it there? And then Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake got announced, which I'm excited for because I love the old Prince of Persia games. And then they announced a Riders Republic, if you saw that. It's like the MMO / Battle Royale motorcycle air gliding game. I don't know. It's definitely not for me. But it's some extreme sports, massively multiplayer game from the people who made Steep.
Does not sound like it's up my alley.
But the biggest thing, besides Prince of Persia, Immortals Phoenix Rising, formerly Gods and Monsters, got a bigger reveal, bigger walkthrough. They confirmed the release date of December 3rd, which I still did not believe, because Ubisoft is stepping on their own toes there. I still don't know if that's the right decision. But you're excited. You've been stoked for this game.
Yeah. I can't wait. And I did watch that gameplay trailer, whatever you want to call it, for however long it was. And
did the one that I sent you, that like half-hour one?
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Like, I'm glad it's they really went into detail about it and how it plays. And
and yeah, it has a lot of comparisons to Breath of the Wild, rightfully so, but I think they're doing things like the powers seem cooler, like you have and the weapons don't seem to have durability like in Breath of the Wild, which was probably everyone's biggest gripe.
Yeah.
But the powers seem cool, the movement seems cool, the combat seems really fun, and there are the shrine style stuff like Breath of the Wild, which also seemed fun. There was another thing I was gonna say. Oh, the humor. Did you notice like the humor in the trailer where they talk about Zeus and whoever he's talking to, where they're breaking the fourth wall all the time? Like they're talking about how it was called Gods and Monsters and now it's called something else, and it's just, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Like that seems awesome.
Yeah, I love that. They made a joke about Ubisoft, how to pronounce it or whatever, right in the beginning also.
Yeah, that was really good.
I don't know. There's just something about it that I've been obviously into it since it was first announced, and now I'm even more excited for it. Obviously, I have it pre-ordered, so.
Oh yeah, and then didn't they also poke fun at the Stadia leak, or the leak? Because we didn't see gameplay when it got revealed. This is like the first official gameplay reveal. So they announced it through a CG trailer last year, and you were instantly sold, and I'm like, I don't know what this game is. And they talked about how it was like Breath of the Wild, because there was like a behind closed doors demo last year at E3, I guess. But then a Stadia, for whatever reason, they had gameplay on a Stadia server, and that leaked, so it was like rough gameplay, so people kind of had a better idea. But this is the first official, like, I guess, it's a re-reveal and actual gameplay. But the world seems big, and it's basically one of those where I don't know if I'm going to get it right away because of when it's coming out. So it's coming out December 3rd, which is going to be a couple weeks after PS5 comes out, which Miles Morales, and then Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming out, and I'm more excited for that. And like Cyberpunk comes out that month too, which I don't know if I'm picking up Cyberpunk right away, but I would probably pick up Cyberpunk before I pick this up.
Outriders.
Oh yeah, shit, Outriders is December. And then they announced that Hyrule Warriors game, which I liked the first Hyrule Warriors a lot, but then this one is canon, this new one is canon, and it takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild, which is awesome. You get to play as the champions, the 4 champions from Breath of the Wild, and like Zelda and Link, like hell yeah. And then there was rumors of a different Nintendo game coming, but nothing official, so I don't even remember what it was, so I won't talk about it.
It's gonna be a busy motherfucking season.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it's nice that Halo's not coming, because I wanted to play the Halo campaign. That would have been another thing. And then other stuff has got delayed too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if there's going to be another big release on PS5 that's exclusive. We'll find out on Wednesday, I'm sure. Alright. So that was the Ubisoft Forward. Oh yeah, okay, so this is just another kind of rumor. This is from Jordan Alleman at IGN. Nintendo reportedly asking developers to make 4K ready games, suggesting Switch upgrade. Now, we've heard rumors of a like Switch upgrade for a couple of years now, and one is supposed to launch next year. Now, my biggest thing with this is, if they're asking for 4K, is this going to be a console leap for Nintendo? Like, is this talking about... I think next year is not going to be a console leap for Nintendo. I think that Switch model is just going to be a little beefier, run things smoother, and like maybe the handheld will run in 1080. I don't know. But if it's 4K, I could see that being like the Super Switch, like the next one that games are made exclusively for. I don't see their intermittent console being one that runs at 4K, because I feel like that would shut a lot of people out. And they probably couldn't make games that run on... I mean, they could make games that run on the current Switch and this 4K Switch, but I don't know if that's the case. What do you think?
I think when it comes to the Nintendo, I don't like the 4K. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, the way it is now, it doesn't bother me. I've never had an issue, which is why I'm getting
You're getting it,
Immortal on the Switch so that I can just play it wherever,
which I
whenever.
will definitely get it for PS5.
Because
if
I
I
was
get
like,
it.
it doesn't. Graphics have never been a big thing for me. Like, if the gameplay is nice and the story is cool, I don't
It's
fucking care.
usually if there's options. So with something like Immortals Phoenix Rising, if I have an option to get it better, I want that. But it's not make or break for sure. Like Breath of the Wild is a pretty game, and it runs at 720 handheld 1080 with some frame rate
Yeah,
issues on the count, and I love it. Like Mario Odyssey, those games are beautiful. So it's definitely not make or break powerhouse stuff for me. But if there is a this better option on something I own, I would get it for that.
yeah,
Like all the third party games run better on the Xbox One X right now, but I don't have that, so I get it, for my PS4 Pro.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see what Nintendo does with any other like changes and updates to the
Hmm.
consoles.
Yeah, because I
But
could see there just being one that just runs smooth. I don't think this 4K one is next year. I mean, maybe it is, and maybe it is. Yeah, all the games that run on this 4K one also run on the current Switch, because I think
mhm.
it's too early for them to split up their Switch base of people. But it does make sense for them to launch a new model of Switch next year, whether it's the 4K one or one before that, because I assume Breath of the Wild 2 is coming next year. So they're going to launch this probably alongside that,
Yeah,
whether it's in the spring or in the fall. Who knows with Nintendo? They've been delaying shit like crazy because of COVID and not telling anyone. It's because
yeah.
apparently those Mario announcements were delayed by like 6 months. It sounds like Mario 3D
Whoa.
All Stars and all that shit. They plan to announce it way earlier in the year. Which I didn't pull this article. Oh no, I did pull this article. Yeah, so we'll just go right into that. Online retailers are canceling pre-orders for Super Mario 3D All Stars because of like the extremely short supply. Because Nintendo's fucking stupid and limiting the supply of this game for whatever reason, which we talked about last week. So that sucks. It's
I
annoying.
mean, kind of. I don't actually. I mean, doesn't bother me, I guess. Like,
It's just like if these games were remakes, I'd be more pissed because I want like remakes
yeah,
more than just remasters.
yeah. I mean, Nintendo seems to be just scrambling around with this whole Mario thing. Like, that's all
Uh-huh.
they have. Like, they forgot that it was new console season, and now they're just scrambling to
Yeah,
come up with ideas, which seems weird.
yeah. At least like well, at least with this like Super Mario All Stars and then Super Mario 3D World, whatever they're calling it on the Switch, which was the Wii U port with added content that's coming, and now the Zelda Hyrule Warriors game. So they have some decent games coming this fall, which is good, or this holiday, which is good, because they had nothing 2 weeks ago. We didn't know shit.
Hmm. I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
the
We'll
limited
see.
release on this is just still doesn't make sense.
It's weird. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense in that they want to push sales and fill their fiscal
Unless it,
quarter, but
yeah, with that, but also like maybe it does go hand in hand with releasing a new console, and they're
maybe
gonna cut it off and then bring it back when they, once they announce the new console and try and push sales on that.
right. Or I think they'll just end up splitting them up, and you can buy them like so. This collection of Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy remasters is 60, and I could see them splitting them up and charging like 25 each or something
Hmm.
on the store after that. To just yeah, I don't know. It's
We'll
just
see.
annoying. So, Borderlands 3 is coming to next gen consoles, though. This is from Zach Zwiesen at
Sweet.
Kotaku. So, they announced this yesterday, I believe. I got a tweet from Borderlands about it. So, Borderlands 3 is coming to PS5, Series X, and Series S in the future, and these next gen versions will support 3 and 4 player split screen. The reason one of them says 3 is because that's the Series S, because it's not strong enough to generate four split screens. So these new ports will be available for free to current owners of Borderlands 3 on PS4 and Xbox One. So that's us, and that's dope. These older consoles will also be receiving an update in the future that will bring support for vertical split screen co-op. Apparently that's been a request. I haven't played split screen in Borderlands 3, so I don't know.
Hmm.
They also confirmed a new paid DLC pack coming out later this year, which will add new skill trees for all playable Vault Hunters. So I didn't get in depth in this. Apparently they only showed Flax, but every class is getting a 4th skill tree, which is awesome.
Cool.
Like, I'm all about that. So it's one of many current gens making the leap to next gen consoles for free, which is awesome.
That's the right choice.
Let's see.
It makes people happy.
Right. There are exceptions. Control, you still have to buy the deluxe edition if you want a free next gen upgrade, which is annoying. What?
Sports games.
Oh yeah, sports games too.
Sports games.
EA's fuck EA, so whatever. But yeah, so there's a one sheet. What is it? I'll just show the tweet or this picture. So yeah, 3 and 4 player split screen. So it's 3 player on the Series S, and then 4K 60 frames per second in single player, and then free to current gen owners on the next gen version.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm excited about the new skill trees, which makes sense because, as you know, Borderlands 2 added Vault Hunters, like new Vault Hunters to the game. But I remember when this came out, they were asked if they were going to add new Vault Hunters as DLC in this as well. And they said it wasn't in the plans because they saw the numbers with Borderlands 2 and more people just wanted to level up and focus on their current Vault Hunter as opposed to starting over with a new character. So them adding skill trees to, the current characters is a way you can still keep beefing up your character that you're focusing on, but get new stuff, which is a great idea. I just want to know what they're adding to Moe's. I'm way behind on Borderlands DLC. Maybe if there's a lull between grinding out Avengers and PS5, I'll hop on and plow through the DLCs of
Basically the month of October is probably all the free time we're gonna have left.
Is there anything coming out in October that we want?
I don't think so.
We both have similar interests in what we're wanting. So
Yeah.
if none of us can think of anything. Video game releases. Let's see. No, not in general. Don't need to know what games are coming out in all Octobers, just this October. It's like East Origins on the PSP came out in October. Like, no, that's not what I want. Let's see. October. So yeah, the Super Mario, well, that's actually coming out earlier. Oh no, there is an East Origin that's coming out on Switch. Crash Bandicoot 4, which looks cool, but I'm not like super into Crash. Star Wars Squadrons, that game is coming out. I'm not going to get that right away, but that seems cool. Oh, here you go. G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. You can get that, Ryan.
That sounds riveting.
Yeah, there's not really... Watch Dogs Legion is October, but I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
Oh, they did announce that Aiden Pierce is going to be add-on free DLC storyline in Watch Dogs Legion, which that probably doesn't mean anything to you because you haven't played Watch Dogs, but he was the main protagonist. He was the only protagonist that you played as in the first Watch Dogs.
Okay.
Which I liked the first Watch Dogs, finished it. He was kind of a dry character. He was a lot of people's least favorite part of the game. And then Watch Dogs 2 had a different protagonist, and Watch Dogs Legion is you use whoever you want as a protagonist. You just fill your team and switch around. But he's going to be a character that I assume you do missions with and not play as. You might be able to recruit him. Maybe you can recruit him. I don't know. I have not been in Watch Dogs since the first one, and I'm not planning on getting this one. I have to, and I played it for like an hour.
I'm pretty sure I have one of them.
Yeah. 2 had been on sale a lot recently. And 2 apparently is really good compared to the first one, but a lot of people like me just kind of fell off. Do I have any other little news? I think that's mostly everything. Alright, so we've both been playing a lot of Avengers. This is what my squad looks like. These are my skins. I got Thor as my main. So we got this King Thor outfit, which I got from getting to level 50. This is a dope Kamala skin that I got. I got this cool, I don't remember what it's called, Hulk Tribal, I think.
Yeah,
this Captain America one was a pre-order. This is a Stark Tech. So finish the game, basically, and you get this one for Iron Man. And then this is a pre-order Black Widow one.
Of course you've got Black Widow in the rubber suit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say.
Come on, Brandon.
It looks like the MCU one. I like it.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
So that's my squad. I don't think you have a picture of your squad
I
at the
don't.
ready. What
Not
Black Widow?
that
Did you
easily
guys?
accessible.
Did you and Ryan? Did you and Ryan? Did you and Chris get to 50 yet with Iron Man and
I
Black
think
Widow?
he did with Iron Man. I'm at 43 with my Black Widow.
Okay. What's your
Um,
power at?
94. I was like literally in the middle of upgrading everything and powering up a bunch of stuff, and um, I am excited to play all day. But I was doing, dude, I was doing this mission with this one guy, and he like was just running past everything, like not collecting chests, not
Oh, not
killing
doing the
enemies, and
side
he would go
shit.
like right to the mission points, and that's all he
Hmm.
was doing. So like I'm off trying to collect chests
And do like
and
the
like
side
just
shit, like the
explore.
question mark
Yeah,
stuff, and yeah,
you
that
know,
sucks.
resources,
See, that's what
kind
I'm
of need
worried
them.
about if like matchmaking and playing with random people is that that's what's
Yeah,
gonna happen, and I don't want that.
because
So I just either
I
play with you
was,
guys or play with computer controlled AI.
yeah. Well, I was doing like one of the side missions. You know, you fight the elite group of enemies as a
Yeah.
side mission in most places, and I was doing that, and then it like stopped because he went to the elevator and activated it. So then we went to the next part of the mission.
Uh,
Right? I know. I was
that
like, "Are
fucking
you fucking kidding me,
sucks.
dude?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, they've got to be like, when it says Avengers Assemble, all of you should have to be there. It shouldn't just start a countdown when one of them is there.
Yeah.
It should be everyone should
Or
have to
have it
be
be
there.
longer than like 10 seconds. Like maybe
Yeah,
have it
give me
be a
like a minute
minute.
to get
Yeah.
there. So I was pissed about that. I finished a mission with him and then I left. And then for some reason I thought like if I started a mission and then I enabled matchmaking, I was like the team leader. You're
Yeah.
not. Other people can override the missions you're trying to pick. So
Oh,
I'm trying to
really?
pick a mission
And they
and
were
then it
just.
started a different one that this guy picked. So I just left. I was like, fuck this. And Chris
That's
was like, that's
annoying.
why I haven't been playing with strangers. Like
Yeah. I've thought
it's
about just to build other characters up to just go and do whatever missions other people want. Because
yeah.
I saw Chris was playing as Cap, so it's like I might play as Hulk because I don't think either of you guys are playing as them. I mean, I'm gonna play as Thor when I play with you guys, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I know you can switch back to the campaign
Hmm.
part of it, and you can just join random stuff. You can just do join quest, and it'll just join you random. But I don't know why you can't do that on the Avengers Assemble screen. But
Interesting. Maybe I'll just do that for a while today and hope that some of my stuff
no,
gets taken
you
care of
gotta
too.
level up Black Widow, man.
Well, you know, I'm working on it. Trying.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that and select yourself as Black Widow because then you'd get XP and everything.
So yeah, we'll see. It's cool though. Like I'm stoked.
It's
And
so fun to play. I was listening to a different video game podcast, and these guys are sometimes critical. They sometimes love shit that I hate, and a lot of times hate shit that I'm into. They make good points, so it's not like they're just jackasses. But they all
yeah,
actually really liked Avengers. And I was expecting them to not. I'm like, this episode I'm probably not going to like, because they're probably not going to like this game.
yeah.
And they opened it up by saying, be like, oh, and a game that none of us actually thought we were going to like is actually really good. And then it's a
It
lot
is
of the,
though, like it's clean cut. Like
yeah. And some of
it's
them
not
even
like,
liked the post game because a lot of people are hit or miss with the post game grinding,
hmm
and a lot of them were like, it's just fun to go beat shit up. Like it makes you
right.
feel like a superhero, which is good. Like that's what the game's going for.
Yeah.
One guy apparently on PC, you can toggle more destruction as a setting, and he's playing as Hulk, and apparently there's just shit flying. I guess that's not on the consoles because like there is shit flying, but it's just up, turned, cranked up. So I'm hoping the next gen versions
Cool.
have that because he said that's
Cool.
just so awesome to just hop around with Hulk and just wreck face, which it is even now. But if there's even more destructibility, hell yeah.
Cool.
That's all I've been playing. I haven't been playing anything else. I didn't even play any Fall Guys this week. No battle
Yeah.
royales.
No, just that for now.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I'm like I just want to play. I just want to fucking rage.
All right. Well, that was a shorter show because all we've been doing is playing Avengers, and there wasn't a ton of news.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll wait till next week when
uh,
PlayStation comes out.
yeah, the unrelated to video games, The Boys is fucking awesome, and you should probably be watching it.
I caught a little quip on one of the radio hosts on my series, one of my series channels was like,
Hmm.
He's like, you know what? In my opinion, and some other people's opinions, Homelander is the best villain on TV since Joffrey in Game of
Dude,
Thrones.
Homelander, fucking, he's so evil.
I
He's
can't wait.
so
Like,
good
I
though.
maybe I will definitely start it this week.
Yeah, I watched episode 4 yesterday, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I just want to keep watching it." But yeah, they just
Yeah, 'cause
drop an
I know I'm
episode a
gonna
week
love it.
now.
And
Yeah,
things are starting to like creep out and leak, and people are talking about it. So I'm like, all right, I should probably just jump into it before I get any information.
right. Yeah, because they added a layer to some of the mystery with
Cool.
one of the heroes this week's episode. So excited
Sweet.
for more of the boys. I don't know how long the season is because the first season was 8 episodes, which I thought it
Hmm.
was 10. Um, so I don't know if it's also going to be 8. So then that means we'd be halfway through.
Yeah, maybe I'll try and get on it this week so we have something extra to talk about because it's gonna be awesome. Oh, if nobody's seen it, the Harley Quinn animated series on HBO is fucking amazing.
I've heard it's fantastic, and I haven't
It
watched
is
it.
really good. We binged the entire thing.
There's 2 seasons of it, right?
Yeah,
And it hasn't
and
gotten canceled,
it's
but it hasn't gotten renewed, right?
yeah, I know, and it's so disappointing because it's so good. It's like vulgar and
Mm-hmm.
inappropriate. It's very well done.
Yeah, because I know originally I'm like, I'm never going to watch this because it was only on that DC Universe streaming platform, which, what the fuck?
Yeah,
But Warner owns HBO as well, and HBO Max launched, so it's got some of those shows on it, which that's one of them. It was like
yeah,
that, and I heard Titans was really good, the live action, like more
yeah.
mature Titans show. But I've heard more positive things about the Harley Quinn show. She's voiced by the lady from,
Haley Cuoco,
The Big Bang Theory,
Big
right?
Bang Theory. Yep.
Sweet. I don't have that,
Yeah.
but I kind of want to get it because there's HBO shows I want to watch too. I want to watch Watchmen. I heard that was
Well, you
amazing.
know, if you just hit up Chris, he might be
So
able to hook you up.
I might do that once I have some time to watch some shit. I
Sweet.
got to watch a lot of football now the next 2 days. So lots of football
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Lots of football tomorrow. It's gonna be a great time.
You have fun with that.
I will. All right. This has been Game Talk, our weekly show where we talk everything nerdy, mostly video games. You can find me on
Mostly.
social medias at LRDBrandon, Twitter and Instagram. On Twitch, it is Laird Brandon, and YouTube, search Laird Brandon. We post there after the show. We try to stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. Emphasis on try. Sometimes we're late, sometimes we delay it, sometimes we don't do it. But we're trying. We're doing well.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yeah,
where
so
can
far.
everybody find you?
Everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, I think on Twitch also. All the consoles, like, just look for me.
Yeah.
Dark Siren 89.
Dark Siren 89.
I'm out
Right.
there.
When's the last time you tweeted, Ryan?
I don't know. I'm old and I don't know how to use Twitter, so I just push buttons and hope for the best.
Okay, all right. That's kind of what I thought.
I'll try and work on that this week too.
Do it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a wonderful Sunday.
Yep. Happy Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.